Welcome back. You are here because you picked Blue Path. So we're going to get right in and talk about what your mastery for this month is going to be. So again, when you're doing this journey, the goal is to get very clear on what could be already in your field so that you can understand how to move forward in the what I would call the highest and most aligned way possible. And so anytime we're working with an energy, basically what we want to do is focus on the mastery. What are we trying to master here, right? What's the big kind of North Star, that guiding star that we're following? And that would be the mastery of this path that you're walking. And so the mastery for this path this month is going to be about confidence. And confidence comes in when you're aligning energy, again, the motivation, the willpower, the energy, which is a very solar plexus chakra level energy, which means it takes the human to be in alignment to feel, again, it's a confidence, it's a motivation, a confidence. Again, it's coming from like down up, right? It's like the posture, it's the peacock within all of us, right? That gets things done. And when we align that to the energy of our voice and the ability to communicate and express and to have confidence in the decisions we're making, in how we're sticking up for ourselves, in how we're communicating to other people. Again, when we are looking to manifest something of great value, when we're looking to truly understand ourselves at the next level, or to get people outside of us to understand, then it's about being able to articulate and communicate what we're feeling and what we're going through internally. And a lot of times that takes a lot of confidence to be able to communicate truth, to be able to communicate with integrity, right? So that other people understand us authentically. And so, the energy that you're coming from is really one of courage, where, you had to do things, you had to really get yourself in alignment to get things done in the human, to serve you, to really help you get into a groove that's going to support your journey here, right? So you feel supported, so you feel anchored, so you feel stable here as this human. And now the mastery of the path that you're walking this month is all about confidence. So it's about the confidence that it's going to take to make sure that you are constantly communicating your truth and have the energy to do that. So that's the big guiding light. That's the big guiding principle for you this month. If you ever are questioning anything, not everything. Hopefully you're not questioning everything. But whenever you find yourself questioning, is this right? Is this wrong? Should I do this? Should I not do this? How do I feel about this? Go back to the energy of your mastery, and that energy is confidence. So if you have the energy and it's, again, it's something that's building up inside of you, and then the ability to communicate that outwardly, that is where you should be spending a lot of your energy, focus, awareness, attention, making sure that if there's something coming up inside of you, that it gets spoken. Because again, what you're trying to do is establish a path for your authenticity in this reality right now. Again, your human is the thing that's showing up. Your human journey is the thing that's really coming out of the gates, and lots of eyes are on you, lots of awareness and attention to what you're doing. Whether this is from your kids, whether this is from your neighborhood, or if you're, the CEO at some company, it doesn't matter. But the eyes are on you, and people are looking to you to see. Again, this is maybe because even you've changed a lot recently, and people are trying to understand who you are. And so they're truly focused in on how you're presenting yourself. And so again, this is where the voice is a really important tool for you to make sure that everybody outside of you is in alignment to what you feel and who you are. And the only way that can happen is if you're constantly communicating, again, what you're feeling, making sure you're communicating that outwardly so that the people outside of you also understand who you are and what you're trying to either do, communicate, get done, right? Facilitate, educate, whatever it is, right? There's a version of you that is coming out to really make itself and establish itself here. Whether you're advocating for somebody else or that, and that feels a little bit right, but truly this is all about you. This is making sure that you're not you're not being run over. You're not suppressing what you're thinking, right? Again, when we think it, we should be communicating it this month. And when we feel it, we should be communicating it this month. If you are walking blue path, and the path of confidence here, the mastery path of confidence, you need to make sure that you are, again, I hate to say it, I keep saying it over and over, but it's so important, just voicing what you're feeling and thinking. And so, this might be new for you, or this might be something you're really good at, but if you're really good at it, make sure you're being truthful when you communicate, not just saying things to say things, not just creating, little white lies to move a story along, but that you're truly being authentic and communicating the heart and the mind here. And if this is something you don't do, it can be really nerve-wracking to have to communicate things that you hold precious and dear inside of you, because you don't know how people are going to react to it. You don't know what their opinions about you are going to be if you say things outwardly and openly, for the first time. So truly, either way, this is about making sure our authentic self is being communicated to people outside of us, and that takes a lot of confidence to put yourself out there, clearly put yourself out there, where other people can, again, have judgments, opinions, observe you in a way that you haven't been observed before. So, this is a really beautiful energy, but it's great that you're coming from a lot of courage you've had, recently. There should be a lot of this energy towards building yourself up and ready to kind of come out in this way and expose yourself in this way. So you've really been walking a path that's primed you for this, but now it's time to make sure that you're confident and speaking that truth. It's the lion or lioness that's roaring its truth into the world, and when a lion roars, everybody hears it, right? And so that's the energy we're looking to cultivate within you this month. So around the first week of the month becomes an activation of energy, right? When we are so consciously walking a path with our field, with our energy, when we are aware that we're conscious and walking and observing our energy and how it's moving through each day, what happens is towards the beginning of that journey, there's an activation. There's a new kind of gift given to us. And this typically happens right around the first moon cycle, which hits us right around the first week or two within the month. And again, numerology is always great within that first week all the way up until the 20s hit. So anytime we're walking this path, the first few weeks of that path, we're going to be given kind of this download or this activation of new energy that comes in to help us live our mastery. And the mastery this month is that confidence. And so for you, the activation is going to come in, and it's manifesting more passion to align to what's in your mind and what you want to create. And this is all about the artistry energy. And this artistry energy has been one of the most prevalent energies that keeps coming up all of 2021. I keep seeing this energy come up not only in these collective readings, but also with individuals. It's a very strong energy. So what this energy is all about, it's saying that you're a blank canvas, and that's truly what 2020 to 2021 was all about. 2020 literally wiped the slate clean. It said, no longer can y'all stay in what you were doing. You got to change. And so we took our picture of our reality and just erased it, right? A whiteboard being erased. And we were all given this beautiful blank canvas. Well, freaky for some people who don't like to release control that much. Me being an artist, I love blank canvases. I love, changing everything around and having fun creating something new. But a lot of times that can be very daunting, and that's this energy. So take it for what it's worth, but you're being given an opportunity to have a blank canvas, and this is very specific to you. This is targeted right to you. Where are your passions? Where do you feel excitement? This is a very emotional energy. Again, think of, and I always use this analogy with this energy, but it's like, think of the artist that's in an artist's block. When you're blocked, it's dense. There's no motivation. Think of like any of those beautiful artists we learned about in school, Picasso, Rembrandt, right? And when they're in their kind of like shut down phase, you just see them, by candlelight, candlelight, but just like really hard pressed to create anything, get anything out onto a canvas. And so there's times where if you're blocked, if you're not feeling it, there's no way you can fill that canvas with light, with color, with passion. So you've got to wait. And this is about what this energy is. It's about knowing when there is passion, knowing how to tap into the feeling of an energy, how to tap into again, you know, or cultivating the energy that it takes to actually create something that's of value, of worth, right? And so the new beginning is all about, okay, you're being given a blank canvas. And I just want to pull this back because it's not so much about what you're going to manifest for the world, but you are now a blank canvas. You've been totally, again, you know, back to this, this metaphor of a sandbox and a sifter. You know, you've been really cleared and cleaned, and here you are. You know, you come into this month with courage and you're looking to be confident and voice and communicate and show the world who you are. And now this activation comes in and it says, okay, now you've got to be the artist and bring it all to life. And so you've got to show people and show up passionately, emotionally, connected, enthusiastically, right? And you could be doing this within the negative ranges too. Either way, it's going to create. One usually creates a happier path and one can create more of a dense path, but they're both going to create a path for you where you get to know yourself more fully. But where are the emotions and what are you feeling? And how is this going to create the reality of who you are? So right around the beginning of the month, again, you know, at that first moon cycle is typically when this transitions in really hard, you know, a day before, a day after that moon cycle hits in the beginning of the month, is when this big infusion of energy comes in, and it's an alignment that really awakens all of us to the path we're walking. And so what could happen is, you know, again, you might feel like you know, you don't know who you are, or again, you're trying to live the mastery, which is this confidence in articulating exactly who you are to the people outside of you. And what happens in this new beginning, it might be like, well, here we go again. Let's reinvent ourselves and let's bring it out. And it's like, well, who do you want to be? What excites you? Where's the passion? What are you creating? Right? And so you might get this next new inspiration that allows you to even add more level to, you know, what your mastery is, which is communicating exactly who you are, what you want to be doing. And that builds this beautiful support system for you to grow more of your authenticity. Again, because we're heading into a new cycle of kind of showing up as this truth and authenticity of who we are. So, you know, again, look for opportunities to really live passionately in the beginning of the month, to feel emotions, to feel whether they're extreme good emotions or extreme bad emotions, the artist's block, or the artist that's, you know, painting 10 canvases a day. Get ready to feel a lot, because it's within the feeling body that then our mind gets to reactivate and decide what we want to create moving forward. So look for that. That's going to be the new beginning. And then, and again, I'm tracking out this way. I have to go here this time. So then at the end of the month comes in the counterintuitive cycle. So at the end of the month, around the 20s, we start to enter the duality. And what the duality means is we've now been walking in our mastery. We've been living all this new energy, which is this artist that's creating the new self, right? Pulling and bringing, you know, the new self to life, and being confident and communicating who that person is and what you want people to know about everything you're creating, right? And then as we move into the end of the month, the duality means you're going to separate from all of this new energy and everything that you've been learning and kind of experiencing. And what happens is you get this kind of face off. We start to look in the mirror and see some of the shadow aspects of ourselves that might hold us back from fully living in the mastery of our confidence. And so the duality comes in, starts right with the 20s, and it'll go right up to the 30s of the month. And so the duality for you this month is going to come in with your throat chakra, again, because you're being asked to be confident and communicate, you know, authentically who you are to everybody. And so, of course, the throat chakra is the thing that's going to come head to head for you at the end of the month. And it's all about deceit. And so this can start one of two ways. So either you're going to witness that you're not fully confident communicating the truth. And so that in essence is you communicating inauthentically to people outside of you, which is literally packaging untruths and putting it into the world. When you can communicate deceit, even if you're not trying to lie to hurt somebody, if you're not telling the full, complete truth, what this does is it packages a vibration that is an untruth. It's an inauthentic vibration, which means now in your reality, people are hearing one thing, seeing and feeling another thing with you, and so things don't really work out. Things aren't in congruence. Things are not aligning. They're not they're in chaos and not in coherence. And so what that does is it shakes up your reality and it makes people distrust you. It makes people distrust what you're doing. It creates a vibrational rift. Again, it creates chaos energetically in your field. Doesn't mean everybody's in chaos, but it means the vibration is like this instead of just a nice, even, authentic, coherence tone. And so either this is going to come from you, you're going to witness it starting inside because you're not completely confident to tell the full, complete truth. And so you swallow your truth or you hide your truth or you're ashamed to tell your truth. And this would be not living in your mastery, which will cause discordant energy in your field. Another way you can pick up on this, because sometimes it's really hard to call ourselves out when we're being inauthentic, but it's really easy to call other people out. And so sometimes you'll catch this by catching somebody else in a lie or feeling that chaos or that disturbance in the field around somebody else, meaning they're talking to you about something and they're saying things one way, but you're feeling something totally different. You know when that happens and you're like, you're saying one thing, but I'm feeling a totally different vibe. There's something not aligning here. And so you could catch the deceit energy, the shadow of the throat chakra coming up in somebody else. Now, when you catch it happening in somebody else, it is 100% of the time also happening from your own throat chakra. The only reason why there is this coming at you is because you are doing it to somebody else or somewhere else. And you could even be telling lies to yourself. That's how deep this goes. So if you're catching any of this lying, deceitful, out of congruence energy in your field, chaotic energy within the voice, what people are saying, you can even watch the news and see it and get triggered by it. Wherever it's coming in, this is an indication that you are in the duality and not fully living in the mastery, which is the confidence that you have chosen to walk with as your divine template this month, right? So energetically, your mastery, what you're living for is confidence. And confidence is your voice with the energy to communicate your truth. And then you'll have the new beginning of this artist energy, a lot of emotional energy, a lot of new energy to cultivate and paint a new picture, create a new landscape of what it is, who you are, what you want to do, and you'll be really passionate about it. And then at the end of the month, you go face to face with where you're still not willing to speak your full, complete truth. So that is Blue Path. And as always, we create monthly journeys. So if you want to take this deeper and do 5 to 6 processes throughout the month that will help you stay aligned to the vibration of the mastery of this month and avoid some of the duality and the activations that come in at the end of the month, we create that, and it's $9.95 a la carte if you want to purchase that from the link in the site that we connect somewhere here if you're watching on YouTube or our emails. So you can click that and do that one time, or you can always sign up to be a chakra member. Chakra members get a whole data bank and archives with so much information, and these monthly journeys are always in there for you to partake. That's $7 a month or $22 a month, depending on what kind of level you're looking for. So hopefully we get to work with you moving forward through the month. But anyways, Blue Path, just remain confident, speak your truth, and don't get into that deceit vibration of the lies. So with light and love until next month. If what you seek is seeking you, then what are you looking for?
There's a part of you that wants to expand, it wants to grow, and it wants to feel much better than it already does.
This membership program offers courses to change your reactions and tools to expand your perspective.
They're tools. They're just trying to amplify what's already there, make you a better version of self. This is the first time I felt full in my entire life.
Guided meditations and live interactions will bring validation.
Going through these rebirths or this evolution, this form of change, this shift, it is the most exciting part.
Explore your potential, embrace your gifts, and empower your